Okay, this is my final video, hopefully, on the Matrix trilogy things, kind of story um, that I was thinking about. Um, if you watch my other two videos, I went into the plot parts and so on, and then on the sort of I was going on about how I could bring Smith back into things. And what I was thinking about after that was because he's brought back by these machines voluntarily or involuntarily, it doesn't matter. See, all these things, I'm just throwing it out there, and then you can kind of play with the parts and kind of make it all fit and make it more interesting. I'm not trying to come up with a way of like one way to kill all the other ways, my way is the best. I'm just kind of brainstorming and throwing, just putting as much as many ideas as I can out, so that I can kind of then play with them and make the meats match the best, and from that all the things will emerge. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the creation process, rather than just kind of going like, oh, I thought of something and it's like this and it's like this and it's like this and that's it. No, hang on. Um, so yeah, I'll just throwing things out, and you know, basically because he comes back, uh, because of these machines, kind of not benevolent ways, and through sort of nefarious means. I was thinking, well, like there's gotta be some kind of moral to the whole thing. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Otherwise, just like just brain stuff. Um, you know, um, there's gotta be some kind of moral kind of tale to it, and some kind of moral thing that you take from it. I was thinking, because he came forth through nefarious means. What happens is that if he eventually, what he was meant to do in the first trilogy actually comes to happen in the second, where he actually he takes over the machine world of all the evil machines, the Splinter Section machine. Um, he takes over this world and takes over control of pretty much most of the world, um, as a way of showing that, if you have nefarious ends and nefarious means, um, eventually will basically will like it will come back and bite you, um, and that's exactly what happened. They kind of wanted to, like they weren't down with the way things should have been. So they kind of were, I'll do it, they kind of started to plot against others. And so they, um, when they thought that they had it figured out, when they sort of when Smith came back, what happened was, like, at the beginning it seemed like, yeah, Smith was down with his machines for some time, but then he actually turns on them and kind of conquers them all. And then what happened for the third movie is that you have Smith that is almost omnipotent, and then a Neo that is brought back, that is half, like I said, is half machine, half human, half whatever, hybrid of some sort, to make it more interesting than just bring him back. How come he's back, like, all this stuff will start sort of propping up. um, and you got a very sort of smallish Neo against uh, a kind of like an all-powering sort of Smith that's taken on control of all the other machines, cities in the world, and